Okay.
Folks, we're live. Welcome to the broadcast. Finally, we made it. We had some temporary difficulties here. I was trying to get the GoPro rocking and rolling, but it just wouldn't do.
It didn't cooperate.
I'm going to just throw that out the damn window in like 5 seconds here. But
Toss it up.
fortunately, our FaceTime camera works. So,
Right.
yeah, we made
So
it.
that's awesome.
Oh my gosh. So today, we're going to talk about water.
Water.
Why it's killing you.
Why? You're going to be dead soon.
Yeah. Sorry to break the bad news to you guys, but time is almost here, and you're about done.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy because, you're made up of, 71% water, but yet the water you're drinking might not be that good for you.
No, and it probably hasn't been for a very long time.
Really?
And
How
it's
long?
getting decreasingly worse
Just
over
about
time.
1945 when they started putting fluoride in the water.
Yeah. And pretty soon we'll all mutate into reptiles or zombies.
Reptilians. That's what David Icke talks about. Reptilians.
Yeah, it's a wonderful, peaceful thought.
It is a wonderful, peaceful thought. So we're going to talk about water and what some of your municipalities are putting into the water, the additives, the
Yes.
things that they say that will help you. It's going to make the water better to drink. It's going to get rid of some of the contaminants and whatnot. Is that true?
Well, considering what the water that they're taking, it's basically, feces and
What?
bacteria.
You're
and
saying
E.
there's
coli
fecal matter in our water? Where did that
And
fecal matter
metals.
come from?
and all kinds of disgusting.
Where did it come from? Where'd the poop come from?
Issue. Okay, well, let's just say this: I need my words here. The city water and stuff, they are going to say, if they are being inspected, that it is the fault of the homeowners and the businesses that are surrounding the area.
They're
with
the ones making.
leakage
Wait a minute. So you're
of
saying
the
that
sewage.
we're leaking sewage into the water
Right.
system, like through the ground, into the
Yes.
aquifer, or whatever.
Yes.
And so your poop is going down into the aquifer, and they're
Yes.
saying, "Hey, we got
Your
fecal
poop is
matter in here."
contaminated by, I'm sorry, city, but all you guys is septics and all the septic systems or any kind of issues that it's either agriculturally done or it's factory wise done.
That includes you, Frosty.
It includes everybody
Frosty.
that has a business
Frosty's making the water
or has
bad.
a septic or has it's basically they need a way to say the reasons for what contaminants do happen in the water and may not be up to standard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So basically, Frost is contaminating all of our water with his. No, we're sorry, Frost. We're just kidding, sort of.
No, yeah, he's talking about a specific person that we enjoy in Australia. One of our Australia watchers.
Frosty's here. That's why I'm talking to him. You're not even paying attention. You're just giving your monologue, and you're not even paying attention to what's going on around you.
I'm actually thinking about what I'm talking about, and I honestly, I will try to work on chat communication because apparently I suck at it. So
No, just deliver your monologue like a actress.
Okay.
Whatever. No, so that's I mean, those are some of the words coming from where are you getting those from? Is that like a report generated from the city or something?
Well, when a little bit more backstory, I used to be in charge of preventive dentistry for dental for the Air Force, and so I was in charge of basically explaining or communicating rather to commanders whether or not the water on base was within regulations. And then it would be an inspectable or auditable, binder of information.
Okay.
So that's my background, but now when I've kind of looked into things to see a little bit more, I've started to realize that every state does have a rule on on their water, and they do have public records on water. Aaron Brockovich, right? We can watch that.
Oh,
Aaron Brockovich.
Well, actually, also too in Ohio, they had that train accident and stuff like that. And what happened there? You've got chemicals and things, toxic materials leaking in to the streams and rivers and stuff like that. I mean, you checked out some of that stuff?
I haven't gone into it a lot because, truthfully, we have been so busy with things here on the ranch.
Yeah.
But that is a big interest to me. I also used to do decontamination for the medical center, and I was on the decon team, which handles contamination, and we do exercises, and I would be there as part of the evaluation for that. So there's a lot to be said. Whenever there's a disaster, natural disaster or something like that, then there's an opportunity for contamination, the bio weapon, those kind of things. So trains happen to be a big deal, right? They can carry all kinds of stuff.
They carry me because I don't like to fly. Flying sucks.
He doesn't. He doesn't like to fly, so
flying sucks.
I don't know. I haven't gone on a train on a really long train ride before. So
They're a lot of fun.
Really cool.
We hit a car on my last train ride.
Oh.
I didn't tell you that though.
No.
Yeah, they did. We actually hit a car, but everybody was okay supposedly. So that's what they told us anyway. We had a big layover in Chicago because of it. But yeah, it was crazy. So you got that accident in Ohio. Right. Also, your one of your cities there in your home state of Michigan, where you're from, Flint. Remember all the problems with the water in Flint, Michigan?
No, yes.
Your water can kill you, folks. We're trying to tell you.
Well, and I guess a lot of people, we don't feel like we can do something about our water. It feels like it's city regulated, right? Yeah. We turn on a faucet. We don't know. Maybe we never built a house before. Maybe we don't know how to put in plumbing. Maybe most people don't.
Who the hell does?
Exactly.
For plumbers.
Maybe, I mean, people are learning things, and that's good to know, but a lot of us are novices at this stuff, and we don't necessarily know, hey, where does this water come from? When we get it out of the pot, we expect. Why do we trust our government and our cities and our counties to give us quality water that doesn't have feces and E. coli and bacteria and worms and shell casings that are like spores that grow and blah,
right,
gross stuff?
Well, when it comes to the government or any other type of entity like that, people, they're made out of people, made up of people, right? Government has people in there. And you're going to get good people, bad people, and different people. So, it's hard to say, the government's bad or the government's good or the government's whatever. But like anything else, there's bad people everywhere. There's people that can't do their job. There's people that are just horrible in general. So that's what we have to deal with when you're dealing with any type of government agency. So, and then, if you got shitheads at the top, shit rolls downhill, and there you go.
Yes, that we know. That we know now.
Yeah, it's crazy. But you guys, you probably noticed something in the background. Jenny likes to work on our set design. Yeah. So she likes to work on our set design a little bit. Screw that Berkey shit. We got these great books back here. Whatever.
No, this is awesome, you guys. If you haven't had a Berkey, get one of these. They're a little costly, but they have 2 filters in this top tank. And then make sure you get the metal bottom here.
Now, what kind of stuff does this
it has
filter out?
Filters and stuff. All of them, they do a really good job.
No, honestly. Is it pretty good with getting out like chlorine and different crap?
It has 2 filters in the top, and well, there's a lot to talk about. But a lot of people have these, and they're very good. but I wanted to mention it and just touch on it real quick.
Well, I was talking about the books.
Yeah.
Thanks for paying attention to what I'm saying. But here's the books back here.
Yeah, I usually have my own agenda.
So I know you do. Just calm yourself down. Anyway, so we got books back here and stuff. And Jenny's putting out some of our favorite books. And, she's got her NBC one
Don't
right
forget
there.
this one.
That's wonderful. Yeah, everybody should read that, whatever. Like they even
serious.
give a shit. All right. Other this stuff right here. This is a good one here.
Yes,
Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
This one is really good. If you haven't read this.
The real rat face. Listen right here. This is a piece of advice that can really benefit everyone. If someone looks like a rat, then they probably are a rat. If they resemble it in any sort of way, it's not good, right? And so there you go. Resembles a rat right there, that dude.
But there's a lot of other books from Robert Kennedy Jr. that he writes, and that I think is actually in here.
Yeah, that's cool.
I shouldn't probably say these out loud.
That's okay. That's all right. We don't have to go through the damn library here,
okay.
Jennifer. What the hell? Then you got your Bloodlines of the Illuminati, volumes 1, 2, and 3. That's really cool.
Yes, if you haven't seen Fritz Springmeier, this is volume 3, but there's a lot of there's 3 volumes of this, and it is amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. Look at who's on the front. Walt Disney.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we watch Disney because we watch renovations and stuff. But I don't know, maybe we'll get rid of that after a bit.
Yeah.
But there's Walt Disney. He was a good friend of Aleister Crowley. Because I know you Crowleyites like it when people pronounce his name right.
Tell us more about that.
People like it when you pronounce his name right. So it's Crowley. So I don't really give a shit what you Satanists think. But anyway, you got these really good books by Fritz Springmeier.
The Bloodlines of the Illuminati. Yeah. Volumes 1 through 3 from Fritz Springmeier.
That's pretty good.
Those are very, very good. Mm-hmm. And they just kind of shine the light a lot on things that are going on and the inner workings.
All right, let's get back to water. We're getting off here on a tangent. Jennifer's trying to give you this guy's
getting us off on a tangent
over here.
William.
Oh my God.
He's taking us off on a tangent. Every time I try to talk about something, he asks questions about other things.
You talk, and it's like I'm not even over here.
Yeah, that's right.
Your
because
monologue.
I have to focus
because
you are constantly taking me off on other stuff.
No, it's going to be for a great show. So, folks, if you guys got any questions about water, what's in your water, and maybe what you can do to conserve water, to harvest water, all that kind of stuff, just stay tuned because we'll go over that stuff.
Yes, please pay attention.
You thought I was just going to tell you everything right there?
Please pay attention
come
because
on.
there is some really good information, and I have studied this a really long time. I have just a real big passion for people, and I mean, I really have felt, I don't know how many of y'all out there pray, but I do, and a lot of times I will get just things on my heart to share. And so that's what I try to do is I try to share things that are beneficial.
Yeah. Actually, I'll let you go into some stuff, Jennifer. I'm going to listen to you for a while before I jump into my stuff. Because what I'm going to talk about after Jennifer talks about that, I'm going to share with you some of the top additives that these municipal, whatever, municipalities, did I even get that right? But anyway, your city puts in your damn water.
They have laws, rules, regulations, statutes, all this stuff. Yeah, they have to follow, and then it goes along with the EPA and this BA and the blah 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 and the powers that be. That's what we call it.
Okay. All right. So what do you got for us, Jennifer? She's got a lot of information.
The thing is we've been going and we've been getting water that has been filtered, and what I mean by filters is, a lot of times when you talk about people that have, how do you make a fancy alcohol or something? Well, it goes through this and then up in there and then down through there and then around there and then it goes through there.
Some episode of Moonshiners? What the heck? Is it Moonshiners now?
Yeah, and it's like that. So, and it's got to go through this and that and that. Well, technically, yes, that's how you filter water. So if you can get that in your brain and you can just think, water has to go through all kinds of processes to clean out different types of bacteria, whether it and stuff you can't see, right? So you're like, okay, how do I know it's gone? How do I know it's dead? How do I know it's not in there? That's why it's so easy to use, and that's what I'll say. Anyway, the water that we have that's filtered, that goes in our house, a lot of times I buy this fancy water purification.
Who the hell talks like that? Anyway.
A lot of people.
Oh.
Yeah, a water purification system, right? Well, listen to this, okay? These are the ones, the fancy water places that you go buy your water at, that have these fancy filtration systems.
Like the Water Tree down in San Marcos.
Yes. Okay. They have 12 stages.
It's 12?
12 people. Okay? So, a pre-sediment filtration, a coconut pre-carbon filter, a KDF carbon filter, a tornado, which is a 4-part water treatment, a 5-micron sediment filter, of another 5-micron coconut carbon, number 7, a chain of 5 membrane filters, number 8, quadruple alkaline antioxidant filter, number 9, holding tank and super power stick, right? 10, antioxidant plus filter boosters, 11, taste and odor filter, and 12, a UV water sterilization.
So that's got to be the most cleanest, purest water ever known to man after all those processes, right?
Exactly. So people can find it extremely intimidating to think, because we can't see, right? We can't see if our water's really clean. We don't know. And so it's, how do we know? How do we know that, well, we taste it and we didn't die? Woo!
Now, is there ways that you can actually get your water tested that's either free of charge or like not that expensive? I mean, how would somebody even do that?
Yes, you can. And I will go into that.
Okay, cool.
So the next thing, though, what I was trying to say there, guys, is that because we can't see our water, oftentimes we trust our cities and our states and our counties to provide us with water that is going to help us, our families, our livestock, our animals, right?
Yeah.
And our garden plants and, everything around us. We expect that for some odd reason. Why we can't trust them for a lot of things. So how can we trust them?
I'm sure the folks in Flint, Michigan trust their government really well when it comes to water clarity and purity and all that stuff.
We'd be happy to hear from Flint, Michigan, and
how
things
if any
are
of
going.
you guys are in Michigan,
and we
in
know
that area,
go ahead.
If any of you guys are in Michigan and the Flint area, let us know how your water is now. And also, if you guys are in Ohio, is it getting any better there? Have they just moved all you guys out of town or whatever?
Yeah,
what
how
are they doing?
is it? And I want to know things like, how is it showering? How's the air quality? And then I want to know how close you are, because usually there is a radius, and as you get closer to that, it's much worse, right?
Yeah.
But as you span out, but it does tend to, merge a little bit.
It kinda,
and so that plume merges.
It kind of goes out.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh,
So,
bad.
and of course in water, I mean,
Anyway.
the more you know about it, the scarier it is. So I don't want to.
It's wild. And you can get your water from a lot of different sources too, but we'll go into that stuff. So that might be a help for you later on.
So I have to get down.
Where are you going, Jennifer? You're leaving here all by myself, right? So don't forget, please hit the like on here. Just smash it, bash it. People say smash the like, bash, pound it, whatever. They do the pounders pound thing. Just give it a flying elbow. Give the like button a flying elbow. That will really help us out a lot here. And if you guys enjoy live streams like this, let us know, because we're going to start getting into some topics that I think are more risque, in so to speak.
Yeah,
as far
because
as
we just don't care.
No, that's not true. We do care.
We
we do care
care
enough to share.
We
We care enough to share this information, right?
Yes.
Regardless of what people might think. The vanilla shit's over. I go back to saying
Will said we can do what we want now.
Yeah. And the thing is, if this blows up or something like that, gets strikes, I don't even care.
We'll go to Rumble like everyone else.
There you go. We'll go to Rumble like everybody else.
Okay, so
anyway.
This is what he was asking about, William.
Oh, no way. You got a complete water test kit?
It's just a water test kit. I don't know how much this costs. Please don't ask me to answer that question. I don't know. But it's not very expensive. And so it's a complete water test kit. There's 100 test strips, and there's 2 different bacterias, right? You get really quick. It attacks lead fluoride, sodium chloride, total chlorine, alkalinity, hardness, zinc, mercury, iron, copper nitrate, and pH, hydrogen sulfide, magnesium, and E. coli and coliform bacteria. So,
oh boy,
really good stuff.
It looks like they go for about $27.95.
Okay, so very inexpensive, right? It's a home.
Oh, sorry, I click off of that.
It's a 17-in-1 premium drinking water test kit, 100 strips, right? So, I kind of liked it because I was like, well, you know what? If you're in a situation where you're starting to use your Berkey or you're starting to use your harvesting rainwater, then this might be a nice kit to have just to kind of test to see, hey, and then it shows you like literally all the different things it's testing for, which is quite a few on there.
I think even for the heck of it, just test your water.
And this is my favorite part.
Right?
Don't you think? It has a test tube.
Yeah, just test your water out and see where you're at right now.
Yes, test your water. It's fun, you guys. Do a little science experiment. Test your own water. And, then you'll know, okay, is my water that I'm drinking out of the faucet good, right? And if it isn't, and you're noticing that, hey, it has a funky smell, it has a coloration, test it. If it seems salty, if it seems bleachy, you can smell certain smells, that's a good indication you need to do a test.
Yeah.
Then there are some other things.
That's not that expensive. I mean, it has 100 strips in there too, so you could test it 100 times. Is that what that is?
Yes.
Wow.
So,
that's not bad at all.
Yeah, and it tells you there's an actual card on there as well. It's just like a lot of people who if they had a hot tub or they had a pool and they use test strips and they have to know how to kind of regulate their water and keep it clean.
Test your bath water so you don't drink, because if you're drinking your bath, that's bad. Don't drink your bath water. It's a bad idea.
Hey, if in a situation where it's bad, I'm going to go ahead and fill up my bathtub.
Well, I'm talking in general when you're getting so lathered up and everything and getting your hair done.
It gives you the hiccups.
I'm glad you take showers. I'm afraid to get you in a bathtub.
The reason I know is because it's of tea. When he was little. Okay, so yeah, it shows you everything, and it kind of tells you, okay, what health effects, right? Health effects can have on a deficiency of certain things or too much of this or that. And the low rotten egg odor is hydrogen sulfide.
Oh,
right.
Salty. That's what they call sulfur
sulfate.
Water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whew,
I know
stanky.
people when I was in school. Some of the kids had sulfur water.
Yes, and I think, and that's just right under the ground. I think when I was growing up, we had a well the whole time. And it did sometimes have that, and I don't remember what they did exactly.
So growing up, you pretty much lived on well water the whole time.
Yes, the whole time.
Okay.
And so what? Anyways, yes. So that's the deal with this kit. It's a really good kit for a low cost, and it gives you that peace of mind to kind of just have a good indication of where you're at.
Yeah.
That is all you need, guys. You need to just have peace of mind and a few tools that are going to help you, give you peace of mind when the hits the fan.
The shit hits the fan. I'll say it for you.
Thank you. Okay, so then this Hone Forest right?
Ooh, what's that?
It kind of tests metals in the water, I believe.
The metals that are in the sky, because they make these trails that go across the sky and that comes down into your...
Yes, chemtrails.
Oh, from your what is it? What, geoengineering?
Yes, geoengineering.
We need to geoengineer you guys because you don't have enough rain and
right. Well, we want to ruin any crops that you're trying to grow or any gardens.
Yeah. Well, I read an article that they were doing a lot of cloud seeding and stuff. So you have more rain and whatnot. Why would you do that in upstate New York when it rains continually?
Oh, I'm sure they have their own very...
Yeah, because I used to go for a lot of hikes, tons of hikes, and I used to go...
They are not good people.
Right. I used to go around the Lake Ontario area, and we've got a lot of rain and stuff in that area. But you always seen, the geoengineering going on.
Right, tic-tac-toe in the sky.
Yeah, and it was... it didn't make any sense. But if you're trying to dump some heavy metals on for other things, and I imagine that would make sense.
I guess it changes the weather patterns, right? So it makes more extremes, which we've already had. Yeah. And it also dumps a bunch of chemicals on all of the vegetation on the earth. Isn't that lovely?
Welcome to scientism. Yeah. We have your best interest at heart. It reminds me of that one guy that was it Don't Look Up?
Yes.
Don't look up. Hey, what's going on?
Everybody just look around and look down, everyone.
But it was like...
Yes, they talk like that.
But yeah.
Okay, TDS meter, folks. It actually measures electrical connectivity in your water.
What?
These little... See that?
That's weird. So
yes. So this little doohag.
Okay.
This will...
heavy metals.
Nature of charged positive ions, right? Moving. It's just really good and it's effective to tell, okay, why is my meter green or red? Well, there's different reasons why. And let me see.
Tell me a reason, Jennifer.
Ideal drinking water from reverse osmosis, distillation, deionization, and microfiltration needs to be between 0 and 50 ppm. Okay, so anything that's going up, right, what is considered... Now, this is the hard part, though. They say, what's considered for EPA? Well, the problem is all of these people that are supposed to be regulating, we can't seem to trust anymore. We're losing... They've lost credibility.
Well, a lot of times, with the special interest, this, that, and the other thing, I mean, you never know. I mean, they could be getting funded by some... They, when it comes to, like, fluoride in the water, they might be getting some kind of deal, from the people that supply the fluoride. Hey, man, put this in your water system, a whole bunch of it, we'll give you thousands,
Well, not only that, but they could be telling us that, you can have 0 to 50, and that's fine. And maybe we could only have 0 to 25. Oh, 50's fine. Oh, over 500, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
So it's becoming this situation where we need to start educating ourselves a little bit on these things. We need to dive deep into water.
I think we have to get out of
dive into water.
We have to get out of the mindset that everyone else is the expert. You have to become the expert.
Yes.
Because you can't trust any of these people anymore.
Right.
With their bullshit.
No.
So it's come to a point where you now have to learn a lot of different things, especially when we do DIY, we have to learn all these different things. Well, this is like life. You need to learn a lot of different things in life. That way, you're not relying on some shitbag that's supposed to be an expert and that's telling you a bunch of crap.
So, you're right. That is right. We have to start doing this, you guys. So if we can motivate you to start doing something, start thinking about what's going on as far as if the shit hits the fan, what are you going to do as far as water? Drinking water and water for your pets and your livestock and your plants. So irrigation, that kind of stuff. You guys have to have a plan because what we found is, and we did a lot, I started a binder. I call it my water research
You've got a
binder.
library of stuff.
Yes, I do have a library because I like to learn, and I like to, we have taken on many projects that were outside of our wheelhouse. But guess what? We don't care. We want to go ahead and learn something, educate ourselves. Even if we fail, it's okay to fail. We tried, and we'll learn something from it. And then we also want to teach kids. We want to teach our children these skills like they did back in the day.
Back in the day.
Yes. We're going to go right back around.
Yeah. So what are some of the ways that you would maybe collect water if there's something bad happen? What would you do, Jennifer?
So if I were out in the wild and I was in a survival situation, first of all...
Well, I mean, if it was right now, if the power went out and it's going to be out for 5 weeks, you need water, all this kind of stuff, where are you going to get that damn water from?
Well, I'm going to go and I'm going to get 3 sticks.
What is that contraption, Jennifer?
No, you can't see it very well, guys.
I know. Here, you have to lift it up or something. I don't know.
Okay, so I would get 3 sticks, okay? And I would tie it together at the top. Now, realize this is a very a demo model of a
And this is good. So
tripod.
While she's doing this, make sure you guys are thinking about how you would catch water too. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And we want to know.
Now, I would use some kind of, I would find a bandana or something, and I would tie these bandanas around, if it were a limb, I'd tie it around, and then I'd make, here, hold this.
Well, I'm answering the people.
Well,
people got a lot of stuff to say.
You have to pay attention.
Oh, whatever. What am I doing?
Okay, so just hold it. No!
What?
Together.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Like this. Just hold it. Yes.
Okay.
Like you're a tree.
I am not a tree.
I would wrap it like this, and I would make with a bandana or a small piece of something. Okay, pillowcase. I don't care. Anything that can hold water, right? Or some kind of material. And this would be around my tripod right here. Uh-huh. Okay. So.
That's the most difficult thing I've ever done in my life.
That was difficult? Come on now.
Hold on.
I would have a pot. I would have some kind of a pot under.
It looks like a cauldron. We don't endorse any pagan activities.
I'm not saying that.
That's some crap.
Look, this is the best.
That looks like a damn cauldron to me.
Well, it's the best I could do, people.
I'm not happy about it at all.
I don't care if you are. This is not. It's a salsa dish. It's a salsa.
You're making a... Oh my gosh, this is a train wreck.
Okay, it is not. Okay, no, check this out. Okay, this is my idea, guys. Check it out.
Hold on a second.
What?
Private Parts, a.k.a. my sister.
Oh my god.
You need to change the name of your YouTube channel. Anyway, go to it, check it out.
Yes,
some
please.
states have banned fluoride in their municipalities. Ooh, nice. Look at that. Some people are waking up. Oh, I wonder if that's like Florida or something like it.
I wonder where that is.
Yeah, that'd be great to know. Let me see. And also, she said an idea that I recently saw was a water box to filter water like they have in third world countries.
Yes.
Wow,
well, and here's the thing. That's very good that you brought that up, because the interesting part is that when I was talking, we did end up getting a tank from the tank depot. We haven't set it up or anything, but we have it. So we're starting that little journey of figuring out how to do that.
You have to come closer to the mic or they can't. You'll be like,
So basically what they said, going along with what you're saying, is in other countries like Australia, go Frosty, go Frost Farm.
Tasmania.
Yeah, in Australia, they're doing a lot of this rain harvesting, right? So they're doing it there, but they're not doing it in North America where we're at very much. And so I said, why? And they said, we don't know. People aren't into the whole rainwater harvesting. So they're not into it. And I'm thinking, why? Why wouldn't they be into it? Like, what?
Okay, look at, she said you can use big leaves too, like your banana plant.
Oh, exactly. So check this out.
What do you got there? You got all kinds of
So
stuff.
if I were out in the wild, this is how I would set up my filter. First, I'd have a filter and I'd have some grass in there. That would be my first little dish, right? And then under that, I would have my sand. Okay? So I'd put my sand below that and it would drip out into the sand. Then I would put carbon or charcoal in my third bottom one container. And
Nice.
that would have some holes in it. And so that's how I would set up, and I would put those all in here over a fire. Okay?
How are you going to do a fire too?
Yeah, you have
Under
to do
your
a fire
cauldron?
because you might have to use your charcoal as your third filtration system.
Ooh, is that a flint?
So, yeah.
I want to make a
And
fire.
so the next thing, we're not making a fire in
the house.
studio.
Do some spark.
So
do a spark.
I got
Come
these
on.
really cool magnifying glass, and it comes in this like little pouch that's like rubbery, and they're really inexpensive. But there's a lot of other ones, guys, that you could use. But I just like this one because it has a squishy outside, so if you put it in your pocket, you're less likely to like break it, and it's pretty small. So I have one for each of us.
Ooh, I see a little
So
spark.
what are you doing?
I want to see a
This
spark.
one also has
Spark it up.
a compass on it, so
So you
it's
know
very
what-
little.
But
But
what your heading is? I'm heading north.
exactly, and it is.
Like help me to
Is
get
it
my
accurate?
bearing.
Yes, it is.
Is it accurate? Whatever was it saying?
North.
Is it okay?
Yeah. Okay, so also, guys, remember there is a lot to be said for certain kind of magnets. These are pretty strong, and so these do a lot of cleaning of things, and so just remember that magnets are a great way to deionize things, and if you can figure out how to make maybe a certain kind of water filter that magnets can be a really good help.
Would
So
it
if you
actually
guys-
catch the heavy metals going through it or going by
I
it?
believe that it would.
I don't know.
It would get some.
Yeah.
So I do. So guys, if you are into that and into like making something with magnets that can filter water, I am super interested in knowing more about that.
Oh, that's good.
Also, guys, just remember iodine. Yeah, I know this is a bottle of iodine and it's not a tablet, but you can get tablets.
That's the stuff they
And-
put on you and makes you red, right?
And it makes you red. But yes, that's what they put in water. It's an antiseptic. But I wouldn't recommend something like this, guys, if you are into having just something that's going to last you for a while. Get yourself this kind of water filter, right? It's really lightweight. You can pack it with you. It's got the micro filters right in it. It lasts a long time. It's a really great it's a foreign made product.
Right. So, as we found out during the 2021 freeze here in Texas, a lot of people were without water, and
Yes.
so you have to use your creativity, your ingenuity, and your motivation to get some water sometimes. So Jenny has a nice little contraption right there that can collect some water if it rained or whatever. I mean, there's other ways we get water too. Well, one of the things that I did is I went down to a local creek and with 5-gallon containers and just scooped that out.
Yes.
And we used that for like the toilet and stuff like
There's
that.
something to be said about having like maybe 5-gallon buckets with lids that are just in an area where you're not going to get them contaminated, that could just be used to catch rainwater or something like that. If the shit hits the fan, we can say that now. Okay.
Yeah. So there was a lot of different ways that you could get your water. Some people, there was some snow outside, so some people would get it and like scoop it up, boil it, and stuff like that. So there's quite a few ways to get water. And here, we're next to a pond, we're next to the river, and we've got a big barrel out back, a big catchment system that we need to set up.
Right.
But that's already filled up with water from one day. Just imagine that, one day filled that whole 330 gallons up.
There was a huge rainstorm last night.
Yeah, you would have filled up 5 of those things.
Oh, my word. It would have been fantastic. But the thing is, these tanks and getting them delivered is exceedingly difficult.
Well, did all the parts come from different manufacturers or different companies, and they have to order them, and
And it's like a commercial thing. It's like it's not made for the residential person. It's really not. It's made for businesses. It's made for commercial vendors and contracting, and it's
difficult. But one of the things you got to remember too is when the water is in that tank, how are you going to get it out? Are you just going to open up the spigot and just let it roll like that? Or do you need to put a pump on there and pump the water to different areas of your property or whatever, if you're watering plants or whatever?
That's exactly right. You're going to want to think about, first of all, there are rules for rainwater harvesting.
Yeah, imagine that.
There's state rules and regulations. So you have to know, okay, how much roof do I have? How big is my roof? Which you just do like the square foot of your house, basically, and anywhere else where the roof is, over a garage, over a covered porch area.
Yeah.
So you calculate your square footage, and then that can give you. There's like a little rainwater calculator that tells you, oh, you can capture this much rainwater, and then.
But I mean, I think it's kind of weird. I mean, you're catching water on your own property, whatever. But I think one of the reasons why they might have stepped into that arena to kind of write regulations or whatever is because if you harvest a bunch of rainwater and it's contaminated and people drink it, you could be a dead son of a gun or a real sick person.
Well, I was looking up some things. And I can move all this stuff.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
You guys are just going to have to realize that I'm kind of like a tactile person. So I like to show you guys stuff. I don't want to just talk to you guys to death. I really want to show you. Yes, you can have hot rocks and you can boil some rocks. And you can also sterilize your water that way. I want to talk to you and show you so you know what's going on. Okay. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is specifically rainwater harvesting, right? Harvesting, you want to capture and store and use rainwater, right? Rainwater is a superior quality. It's zero hardness. It's sodium free. How old is this?
But what about this
is 2021.
The heavy metals that they're spraying in the air? I mean, how is that going to affect your rainwater?
Well, this is a development board talking about water technologies, and they're asking the question, why harvest rainwater? Well, this is how they're answering this. They're answering it as rainwater is of superior quality. Zero hardness.
Used to be back in the day.
Sodium free. Nearly neutral pH. Harvesting rainwater can reduce damage on traditional water supplies and can provide water in areas without access to the conventional water supply system, city water. Plus, rainwater is, the word that's scary, free. It's free.
Oh, boy. Yeah, you can't be using any free stuff.
Oh, dear.
You'd be charged somehow.
Woo! How much rainwater? Well, as a general rule of thumb, for every inch of rainwater that falls, a 2,000 square foot roof, that's pretty typical, right? 1,000 gallons of water can be collected.
It's a lot of water.
Yes, in a certain place close by to us, which receives approximately 32 inches of rain per year, or about 32,000 gallons of water, can be collected annually.
Wow. Well, just in that one day, that rainstorm we had 330 gallons in one day.
It was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It just downpoured. So it says there are incentives for legislators to allow this type of thing to go on, right? And they provide exemptions and things like that for people, initiatives for conservation. And so you check with your county.
There's training too. We looked online and there was like some course that you could take.
Get a certificate.
You could get you could get like a
rainwater harvesting
certificate.
Yes. Yes, exemption certificate to the suppliers of the equipment.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just talking about a certificate of training.
Some municipalities, local water providers, and countries also offer rebates and financial incentives to promote rainwater harvesting as part of the water conservation initiatives.
So that's kind of cool. You've got these folks that are actually giving out some initiatives and stuff for you to collect your own rainwater.
Yes.
Which is cool.
I love it.
Stuff, right?
I think it's amazing, and I think that here in North America, it is something that's lacking. And in other countries, they're actually doing a better job of it. Mm-hmm. They'll collect rainwater with sheets just hanging on their roofs. And it's a normal thing. Like, it's an everyday practice is hang your sheets like I was showing you. And you hang them up and you collect your rainwater and you collect them in barrels. Maybe you boil it and you cook it with your food in other countries. Yeah. So people have been doing it forever.
Yeah, doing it for a long time.
So it isn't, yes, there's chemtrails. Yes, there's contamination everywhere. But I would say overall, it is one of the cleanest sources of drinking water.
Yeah.
So if Americans want to start getting smart.
Stop hitting things.
Then they need to start collecting their own rainwater. Yeah. And even if it's a portable source.
Yeah.
So check this out.
Yeah. So I was going to say something.
Okay.
Let me say something for a second, Jennifer.
Say.
So even though, you collect this rainwater, whether it be, from the roof, from the sky, wherever, if you have some of these, test strips, test it. Make sure everything's good to go, because you might be collecting it into a barrel or something that might not be the cleanest it should be, and you might check it and find out, this water is not so good. But also make sure you have filters. You got to have a good filtration system set up.
Well, let me talk about that.
Oh, you're going to talk about that as well?
Well, I wanted you guys to see this. Is that going to work?
This is going to be hard to see that. Hold on. Just tell us what it says, because if somebody's listening to the podcast, they can't see your dang
I don't know
slide.
if you guys can see it, but
what does it say?
It is how to create a complete rain harvesting system. Okay. And so it is very good. It actually goes into each item. Let me see if I can show you this one too.
Let me see, what does it say? Oh, that's very cool.
So here are the actual individual parts list. Okay. And how it's done. And I think that's interesting. Okay, so rain harvesting. What I just showed you guys, number one, you need the roof surface is suitable for collecting. So obviously you need it on an angle. Number two, gutter mesh. Prevent leaves and debris from blocking your gutters. Number three, fit the gutter outlets from the underside of the gutter to prevent obstructions of water flow. And number four, a fit leaf eater, right? Rain heads or downspouts to prevent blocking. Mm-hmm. And so it kind of shows you on this photo too, and we can, I don't know if we can provide that to them, but do you want me to keep going?
No, I mean, you don't have to tell like the nuts and bolts of the thing. I mean, you just kind of,
Then there's the first,
about how
number
it goes
5
together,
is the
whatever.
first flush water diverter. Number 6 is a tank screen, basically a tank screen. Number 7 is a water tank, the actual rain barrel, which is the large portion that is the hard thing to get delivered. And number 8 is the insect-proof screen or flat valve, which is, and overflow outlets to keep mosquitoes and pests out.
Yeah.
Then
You want to keep those mosquitoes and pests out.
A top-up system. I don't know what that is.
Anyway, but yeah, that's some of the components of this catchment system. And getting everything delivered does take a while because they pull parts from all over the place. You would think that the one company would just have everything and they'd ship. No, it doesn't quite work like that. But yeah, so if you want to, where can they get that from? What's the company?
So the problem here, guys, is getting it to you, and woo, what a pain in the tuchus. So it comes from Plastic Mart.
Plastic Mart.
Plastic Mart has is what you want to look on. You want to look on Plastic Mart, and then
and can they recommend all the other things that you need, all the attachments and whatnot?
Okay, here's how it works, guys. It's a real pain in the ass. I'm sorry, but it is. It's not set up for residential people. So if you want one, first of all, it's very expensive to get one. Very. And then they don't help you set it up or anything. So
yeah, you figure it out. DIY. That's how we roll.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. Need some
jackass
to come out here and charge us $100 for coming over, then $50 an hour to set it up. Wrong.
So yeah, it's a very expensive deal, and it's not well done or marketed, and it isn't very good for the United States. But I feel like I'm a person who is really into the whole survival stuff, and especially just educating people on the necessities of life, rather. And so the biggest thing, I guess, is when you order one of these from Plastic Mart, you can go right online, you can go on Plastic Mart, and you look up the rainwater harvesting kit. And then it's going to give you something like 3-inch, 3.5 inch, 4-inch setup, 4.5-inch, 5. And it's going to look very commercial and foreign to you. And you know what? It is. It's not, I'm just telling you, it is not made for the average residential person to make that purchase.
Yeah.
So, if you want one, you're going to have to do a little bit of digging, and you're going to have to do a little bit of your own homework, and you're going to have to figure out what size pipe do I want? What did I buy? I don't know. 3-inch for everything. Why? I don't even know. Okay. I didn't do that much studying. Some of you guys are a lot more studious and smart than we are, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to share information and try our best to help y'all, regardless. Okay.
Right. So that's pretty cool. We went over some of the ways that you can collect water, as well as some of the ways that you can filter it and stuff.
Yes, and we are always interested in hearing what you guys, the projects you guys are doing.
But also Jennifer, one of the reasons why they came to the show today is they want to know how that water from the city is killing you.
Oh, that's the fun part.
So
I've done a little research.
Have you done? I've done a lot of research. How's that? You've done a little. I've done a lot. You've done a lot of research on this other stuff. I did a lot on this.
Yes.
So, when it comes to your city water, which most people drink, and here's a big news flash, everybody. When you're going out to your favorite restaurant, your coffee shop, whatever, and you drink either a soda out of the machine or you're getting your favorite coffee, they're using tap water. And a lot of times, like 99% of the time, I don't believe it's even filtered. So you're drinking garbage city water, and chances are it's got a lot of additives in there. Additives that you may not necessarily think about when you're drinking it. But here, I'm going to go over a few of them, Jennifer. Okay? Number one here, chlorine. So chlorine's added to the water supplies to disinfect and to kill bacteria and viruses that may be present. And that's great, right? You got chlorine in your water. You're trying to kill those viruses and bacteria. But it's like drinking pool water, you know? It's like drinking, going out there to your pool and just taking a few drinks of that. It's not as concentrated in your tap water as it is in your pool, hopefully, but you're drinking chlorine, and I just can't help to think that that's not good for you. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, it's not. And that's one of the biggest things that they talk about being very hazardous, especially in any type of form, whether it's vapor, gas, liquid, anything,
mm-hmm.
or different styles of chlorine.
And exposure to high levels of chlorine can cause skin and eye irritation, as well as respiratory problems and gastronomical symptoms. So you can have there can be problems, right? Especially if you're drinking a lot of water and you're wondering, like, man, why am I off? You know, why is my stomach not feeling good? Why am I having issues here? There's one right. So fluoride is another thing. Fluoride is added to water supplies in many areas to help prevent tooth decay. Just think about that for a minute, folks. All right, they say that fluoride in your toothpaste is good for, for your cavities and stuff like that, to prevent cavities. But why do I want to ingest it? Why? Why would you ingest that shit?
It doesn't make sense. It's kind of like, hey, if you have a cut, and you got a cut on your face right here, right? You got a cut, and I'm going to say, listen, you need to take and eat
Get
this.
that out of my face.
You need to eat this bottle or this tube of Neosporin.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to squeeze this down your throat. You take that, you'll feel better in no time.
Yeah. It doesn't
Why not just take some of it and put it on?
Right. Brush your damn teeth.
On the cut.
Whatever.
And not have a person swallow.
Most of the time, I don't even use fluoride on my toothpaste. There's like a ton of toothpaste now that there's not fluoride in them. But it's just like if it's sunny outside and you need some lotion on you to help prevent you from getting a tan. So what are you going to do? Instead of like rubbing it on your skin, you're going to ingest it. You're going to drink a tube of lotion, which is dumb. Don't do it. We're just trying to make an analogy here. But yeah, that's how dumb it is. That's stupid shit.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
But they've been doing it for other reasons, obviously.
Right.
We know that now.
And so fluoride, it says, this is great. I did some research that generally safe in small amounts. It's like, okay, is it really? Well, fluoride is generally safe in small amounts. Excessive fluoride can cause dental fluorosis and skeletal fluorosis. And you're thinking to yourself, what is fluorosis? What is that? Especially skeletal fluorosis. Have you ever even heard of it? Here's the deal. Here's some of this. You have heard of it? Ooh, very good. Anyways, some of the symptoms are joint pain and stiffness, like a lot of people have. Limited joint mobility, spine or limb deformities.
Like a lot of people have.
That's crazy. Muscle weakness, nerve damage and tingling sensations in the extremities, calcification of ligaments and tendons. There you go. And so you're drinking the shit out of that water, just loving it. You got to drink, your, gallon a day, so you're super healthy. And if you're taking in a bunch of this fluoride and chlorine and other crap, and Jennifer's going to talk about some other stuff that's going to blow your mind, it's not good.
No, it's not helpful.
It's not healthy or healthy.
No.
So I wonder if some of the people who are experiencing like joint pain and stiffness, other things, and then they're going to the doctor and getting treated for those symptoms with other drugs and whatnot.
Yeah.
Maybe I wonder if some of the problem is the water that they're damn drinking.
Absolutely. And so not only we know this, they're adding stuff to everything. We talked about this. They're adding all these chemicals and pesticides to our foods that we go to the grocery store. I mean, they're geoengineering, so they're pouring chemicals into the air so that it drops down and it infects our gardens and our lives, or our farms and ranches and all that. And then of course, it's in the water, and then there's so many things right now. It's so frustrating. So what I want people to at least grasp is that we have the ability to control controllables. Things are in our control.
Yeah, you do your best anyway, right?
We can do in our own homes, for our own families, for the people we care about.
Ooh, Jackie said fluoride also makes people more submissive. Makes you more docile, so that you can be told what to do and you just do it.
Right.
So that reminds me, people said it's debunked or whatever. I don't know. But back in Nazi Germany, it was said that they used fluoride in the concentration camps and gave them to the prisoners to make them more docile. But which is funny because right after World War II, 1945 is the first time they used it here in the United States in Grand Rapids, Michigan. After the Nazis came over here, and we got their scientists and stuff like that. I wonder if that was a little experimentation they're doing. I don't know. Could be. Maybe it ain't. Let us know. Let us know what you guys think.
But it seems about par.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because we did have a whole bunch of Nazis come over here after World War II, the scientists and stuff. And there you go.
There you go. Now, to answer your question about like what's in the water and what kind of, here's what I did. I did a little find out what, the Texas Department of State Health Services, because that's where we're at. Mm-hmm. What do they look for? What do they look for in your water? Well, they look for metals. So they do a metal analysis of all the different metals, and they list those all out of all the different metals you've got and whether they are within regulation or if they're outside of what the regulation.
What kind of metals are you talking about?
Oh,
Iron,
magnesium are the typical ones. Magnesium, but they also have mercury, nickel, arsenic. Okay.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Aluminum.
Arsenic. So
antimony.
that could be pretty bad, right?
Barium.
Some arsenic in your water.
Yes.
But I imagine a lot of these things could be like naturally occurring and whatnot.
Yes,
so
there
and
are
very, very trace
obviously
amounts.
Magnesium is good in very regular smaller amounts. Anything though, guys, sometimes if you take too many vitamins, they affect you.
Well,
so anything can kind of
if you take too many like too much of certain vitamins, especially like I think it's like vitamin A and some other one, it can make you sick or whatever. So you got
right. So you do have to we have to start educating ourselves more on what is in the things that we're eating and we're drinking.
We don't have time for that.
We do have time.
We got a ball game to watch, or we gotta go do something else. We gotta go screw around. Gotta go to the club. We gotta go to the bar.
Check our top chats and. Just kidding.
We gotta do a lot of other. People are doing a lot of other stuff.
Yes.
Besides learning about different things. Hold on a second. Let me see. Oh, it messes. Private Par says it messes with your nervous system. Yeah, that's one of the symptoms of fluorosis was definitely nerve damage and tingling sensations in the extremities. So
that is very interesting.
Yeah, that is crazy.
So another one they check for is minerals, right? We want some minerals in our water because otherwise it's basically like drinking distilled water and it has no beneficial value.
Now, with distilled water, is it true that it actually leaches the minerals and stuff out of your system when you drink a lot of distilled water, or is that not true?
I don't know, but
I read something a long time ago.
I just don't like it because it doesn't have any flavor.
It's good for your iron, if you got to iron some clothes, put some distilled water in there.
It is. It's good for putting it inside of like machinery that runs on water because it doesn't get moldy.
People used to put it in batteries too, car batteries.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, there's some uses for it, but apparently not to drink. Yeah.
Okay, so then this is my favorite one. Gross alpha, gross beta, radium 228. And there's another radium. And the last one is a single mineral that they want to just highlight, total cyanide.
Cyanide? There's cyanide in your water?
Oh, yeah.
What the heck?
And let's not forget about volatile organic compounds.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 pages of that.
Oh, boy.
And they're all benzenes and lots of benzenes.
Okay. So, what's your point, Jennifer? You're trying to say that there's a lot of crap in the city water?
There is so much shit, literally shit.
Yeah, there is. There's a lot of things in the water.
Pesticides.
There you go.
There is a semi-volatile organics. What is that mostly? Benzene.
Ooh.
When I say benzene, I'm saying, gamma. There's like a bunch of hyphenated terms before that, but I'm telling you the root of the organic. So.
All right, Jennifer.
Biphenyls.
There's some other stuff that's added to your water. See, I didn't go over all the stuff that's added to your water yet, Jennifer. Let me go over that stuff.
Okay.
Hold on with your little list for a second.
Okay.
So, first thing, chlorine, bad stuff. Pool water. Number 2, fluoride, horrible. You're brushing your teeth with it. Now you're drinking it too. Not good. You get fluorosis. You're going to be all jacked up. So, next we have aluminum sulfate. And it says the chemical is added to water to help remove impurities and improve clarity. Oh, exposure to high levels of aluminum sulfate can cause gastronomical symptoms, can't even talk, such as diarrhea and abdominal pain. There you go. That way.
That's fun.
A lot of people experience that sort of thing. That's why they make Zantac and Tums and Rolaids and all.
Right. They want to give you options to relieve you of those pains that they're promoting through your water.
Then we've got calcium hydroxide. This chemical is added to adjust the pH level and make it less acidic, which actually having your water less acidic is really good because you're going to be a lot more healthier when you're more alkaline than if you're acidic.
Yes.
While calcium hydroxide is generally safe in small amounts, exposure to high levels can cause stop pushing me, Jennifer, and skin and eye irritation as well as respiratory problems. So that's problematic. It reminds me of the chlorine in a way. Lastly, sodium silico fluoride. Wait, I'm saying that. No, it looked like silico fluoride. Anyway, this chemical is sometimes used as an alternative to fluoride for water fluoridation. While it's generally considered safe, excessive intake can lead to fluorosis and other health problems. So when you're putting a ton of fluoride in the water, you could, catch a little fluorosis. No, that would be terrible if you end up ingesting too much fluoride and getting fluorosis, because as we've seen, especially with the skeletal fluorosis, there's a lot of symptoms and ailments that people, I think, are going to the doctor for all the time right now.
Yes.
That's bad. See, we told you this stuff is killing you one glass at a time.
Yes, and it's true. And, I keep thinking, well, we have to, as a whole, as a country, we have to get a little bit smarter. And we have to start thinking about doing things ourselves.
Yeah.
And being able to catch rainwater, capture it, at least in a portable manner. And be able to know that, hey, how can I make this water so I can drink it? I think that is something that is a minimum skill that we need to have.
But so I think for folks that want to do something about their drinking water, like right now, there's ways you can kind of combat what's going on, right?
Well, you can get those little faucet. You put it on your faucet. We actually have a purification system in our kitchen, which has like a separate little faucet. But if you don't have that, that's okay. Just go and get a, sorry about that. Go and get those little, there's a lot of them. It's an osmosis you screw it onto your faucet. And then as your water comes out, it's doing this little magnetic / it's removing a lot of things. And then you'll notice those things clog up pretty quickly. Why? Because it's capturing a lot of bad stuff. So you're going to have to know too, if you do get one of those, how to clean it out, every month. Go clean it out or have another one on hand so that you can replace it with another one, because it's one of the most important things.
And then, so you can do that. Also, you have the Berkey there. You can put water in that and it filters out a lot of the junk. You can buy
one of these.
And this, you can buy one of those. But as far as going down to your local store, try to get bottled water if you can. But once again, you don't know where those are coming from. You don't know how filtered they are. They're in plastic containers that have other issues attached to those as well.
You can also get something that goes onto a pump. So if you have a pump, you can get something similar, like a marine type of water filter or RV type water filter that connects onto a hose. If you need to bring it in from, like, even if we wanted to from the tank, we can connect this from our tank, right? This particular filter, and use it.
Yeah.
So that's another option.
So there's a lot of different options, whether it be filtration system at your house, sports bottles that have filters in them, whether it is buying bottled water, whatever. We go down to a place called the Water Tree we talked about earlier, but you really need to really try to get the best quality water that you can get in your body, because your body's made up of 70% water, and if it is filled with contaminants, bacteria, this, that, and the other, you're going to feel sick most of the time. You're not going to do well. You're going to go to the hospital for a lot of different ailments. It's just, I would have to say, everybody's going to die in the end, but you don't want to quicken that process up.
You don't want to speed it up.
You don't want to speed it up. You know what I mean? So we're trying to give you some information that might help you avoid some of these issues here, or at least give you a solution that you can go ahead and implement and improve the quality of your life for you, your family, and your friends or whatever.
Well, and also your city water is going to be able to provide you with water quality data information. So you'll want to look that up, and they're required to let you know how the status is of their water. So just be abreast of it, kind of know, okay, this, they might even say you need to be boiling your water because it's not safe to drink. And you're like,
do they talk like that, Jennifer?
Yes.
Okay.
Boil your water. Yes.
You do, Jennifer. All right.
Yep.
That's cool. So I think we gave you guys some pretty good information. If you know some different ways to filter out your water or to get clean drinking water, let us know too as well. Let me see. Yes. Oh, one last. Purified water is a top. Okay. So Private Parts, they get the purified water brand. Okay, cool. There you go. And you can go look online, and there's a bunch of studies that show how good different types of water is. So you can
that's true.
You can kind of see what the best drinking water is.
Yes, and I mean, there's people that are lucky enough to live, with an aquifer on their property or some baloney, But not everybody is. But that is why it's very important, you guys. Number one, in a survival situation we've been in. Okay, I have been in a lot of natural disasters. Okay, and I have been without power for very long periods of time, like months. Months. So the biggest thing that you want is the ability to have clean water, because what happens is your electricity stops working for a long time. Okay, if your electricity stops, you need a way to have good quality drinking potable water. And if you haven't collected any, or you didn't already start collecting it, you need to know how to collect it.
Start now, folks. Be prepared for that
yourself.
Emergency that could happen at any moment.
Yes.
So, I think we did a good job giving great folks here.
Yeah, and let
lot of
us
good
know
information.
if you have questions. Throw us a comment down there and say, hey, what about this? Or where can we find this information? Because we are always happy to help you guys find good sources.
Yeah. So with that being said, don't forget, hit the like one more time if you haven't subscribed to the channel. Subscribe. Do all those great things. But I hope you guys enjoyed the content. And stop back once again. We appreciate you.
Yeah, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Bo. Look at that. Bo stopped in again.
All right.
All right.
Yes, thanks.
All right. Bye-bye.